Hello friends, topic for today is control and coordination in plants. So there are two types of movements in plants, tropic and nastic. Movements caused due to growth of plants are called tropic movements or tropism. Movements which are independent of growth of plants are called nastic movements. The direction of movement is not determined by the direction of stimulus, either internal or external. So, this is how the division of the movements of plants is. Tropism is a growth movement induced by external stimulus such as light, chemical, water, etc., which act from one direction. There are five types of tropism: phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, hydrotropism, and thigmotropism. So, we are going to see one by one. So, the number one is the phototropism. So, the light induced growth movement of the plant. It is shown by the stem tips and root tips of plants. There are two types of phototropism, positive and negative. Positive one is the stem grows towards the source of light. Hence, it exhibits positive response towards light. Negative is the root grows away from the source of light. Hence, it exhibits negative phototropic growth. Also observed in lower organisms like fungi, it occurs due to the presence of phytohormone auxin. Auxin migrates to the shady side from the brighter side of stem. So this is all about phototropism. In geotropism, also called as gravitotropism, plants change the direction of their growth in response to pull of earth or gravity. It is again of two types, positive and negative. Positive means movement towards gravity, roots grow downwards, and negative means movement against gravity, shoots grow upwards. So this is geotropism, also called as gravitotropism. The third type is the chemotropism. Tropic movement induced by chemical stimulus is called chemotropism. For example, growth of pollen tubes towards ovules during fertilization. The direction of growth towards the ovary is guided by chemicals produced by the embryo sac. So this occurs to the secretion of a chemical. That's why the pollen gets attracted towards the ovule. So this is all about chemotropism. The next one is the hydrotropism, the response in which direction of growth is determined by the gradient in water concentration. Roots show positively hydrotropic. The positive hydrotropic response of roots is stronger than its geotropic response. The hydrotropism process is started by the root sap sensing water and sending a signal to the elongated part of the root. As a result, the roots start growing and moving towards water. So this is hydrotropism. The fifth one is the thigmotropism. Tropic movement induced by contact or touch is called thigmotropism, also known as stereotropism. Some plants have weak stems which require support for their growth. These plants grow straight until they come in contact with an object. The growth rate on the side of the stem which is being touched is slower than on the side opposite the touch. It can be quite rapid. A tendril has been observed to encircle an object within 10 minutes. For example, curling or coiling of tendrils. Second type of movement is the nastic movements. They are non-directional, immediate responses of plants to external stimuli like temperature, light, radiation. Tropic movements associated with touch are rapid, reversible responses because they are associated with turgor pressure. Change in cells, unlike tropic movement, which are associated with growth, which is irreversible. Nastic movements are again of two types, seismonastic and nyctinastic. In seismonastic, the plant response caused by the mechanical stimuli such as touch, raindrops, shock, etc. For example, Mimosa pudica. Pulvini are swollen areas present at the base of the petioles consisting of large number of loosely packed parenchymatous cells separated by intercellular space. If the leaf of Mimosa pudica is touched, the turgor of the lower half of the pulvinus is lost and the leaf begins to fold up and droop. Plant use electrochemical means to perform this reaction. The last part is the nyctinastic movement. The circadian rhythmic nastic movement of plants in response to darkness or temperature is called nyctinastic movement. For example, diurnal movement of leaves and flowers of some species like oxalis, tulip, etc., which take up sleeping position at night. This their movement mechanism is same as Thigmonastic, more gradual. There are two types of Nastic, Photonasty and Thermonasty. Leaves of oxalis take up to the horizontal position in sunlight, droop down during darkness at night. Thermonasty, flowers like tulip open during high temperature and close during low temperature. Some plants, for example sunflower, grow in response to stimulus of sunlight so that they turn to face the sun. We will see the difference between the tropic movements and the nastic movement. The first difference is direction of movement occurs in direction of stimulus. About the tropic movement. In the nastic, it is non-directional. In tropic, growth takes place. In nastic, no growth. Tropic is a slow movement. Nastic is a fast and rapid movement. Examples: growth movement of shoot towards gravity. An example of nastic is curling and drooping of leaves in the sensitive plant. So, this is how the difference is. Thank you so much.